Welcome back to another episode, a new season of Face Off Around the Culture. I'm your host, Horatio.
Mr. Vidal, how y'all doing this week?
Hey man, this is the start of a new band season. I'm so excited, yo. I'm just from we had two events over the past weekend, but just from the
hmm
two events, all the fan fests, all the little band days. How you feeling about the season? Because I'm feeling great, man. I feel like a lot of these bands have stepped it up. But yeah, how you feeling about the band season so far?
Look, when I first looked into the band season this year, from the pop outs, the reveals, even National Battle of Bands, I was like, man, this year is special. Not only that, it took me back to a current phrase that you say. I hate small bands.
Oh
And
man,
there is such a lack of small bands this year.
yes.
Everybody's huge. Everybody's huge. And I
Absolutely,
was
and you know what,
yeah.
and you're getting into my topic, and but
Please.
I don't want to get there. I don't want to move so quick, but I do think we are in like a HBCU band renaissance. I don't know what it is, but it is something going on. A lot of these bands, not only just in size, but just have stepped it up, in general. So that leads me to our topic. We like to have a topic every episode to kind of go back to, and I mean, you kind of already hit on the head, man. The topic is damn, is every band swole?
Right.
That's it with a question mark. Damn, is every band swole? Because, like you said, every band, especially with this Pepsi National Battle of the Bands, we normally expect like
Mhm.
two bands to be small. It
Right.
was pretty much no small bands there. Like I love the bit that I do that I hate small bands. And you see, it's a face off. Just posted that on their Instagram page, and that's true. I do hate small bands, but I mean, they're not giving me anything. So, what do you think that is? Like, what do you think that's due to now?
All right. So I gave some thought about this, right? So I think pre-COVID, we were supposed to be here. This was what we were supposed to be at before COVID hit. A lot of bands were getting bigger. And then we had that slowdown during COVID time where for like 1 to 2 years programs was rebuilding and now it's just flush.
Right.
Everybody's out there, programs. I'm just shocked. That's the only reason I can think of, other than
Okay.
like we just put the face off word out there to change the whole band culture to fit
Now,
what
now I
we like.
believe that, but I have another theory too. I
Okay.
think mass bands, bro, is doing a big job in HBCU band recruitment because with mass bands, there are a lot of high school kids that are in the band, and let's say your school doesn't have that type of style that your state mass band has, right? So
Okay.
you want to experience that style post high school or just in a different way, and college in the HBCU is the only way. So I feel like that's a big thing too that we're not talking about. These spring band, these mass bands, these statewide bands, city bands or whatever, that bring in all age groups, and they're really showing
hmm
a lot of younger kids that this is the culture that you can be a part of, not even if your high school doesn't have that. So what do you think about that?
Right. I think that's a big caveat to it as well. I think in the age now, you're having a lot of exposure. Before, you wouldn't really hear as a band that wasn't close in your vicinity as much to pull you and to attract you to those areas. One thing I do have to say, I think that even in those areas where the mass band isn't as popular or as big, those programs are increasing too. So,
Yeah,
what do we say for that? Shout out to all the scholarship money being delivered out there, all the people that's getting paid to be in band and be in school at the same time. Whatever's
definitely.
happening right now, the money is rolling through these HBCU programs, and I'm loving it.
Definitely. That's the blessing. Okay, so with all these freshmen coming in, now we have to talk about this too,
Mhm. Right,
because there is a learning curve. Right now, these students have only been with the band for 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, like that. Right,
right.
big freshman class. Let's say you're in a band where it's more freshmen than upperclassmen. Right, so the identity of your band is kind of wonky because they're coming out
Mhm.
and they're looking at everybody expecting, oh yeah, this is the band, and they don't even know how to operate in this college band under this identity that they've only been under for 3 weeks. And we've kind of seen that with a lot of. Now, look, guys, I'm all for. We talk about HBCU bands on this show, right, in a positive and kind of jokey, negative way, right? But come on, man, we can't nitpick every single thing. I'm so glad I wasn't in band in the social media TikTok era, because I mean, bro, you on TikTok messing up quick. And yeah, so what do you think about that? Like just the freshman learning curve in general, like it's going to take some time.
Right. I think just give it some space, especially with these performances this early. And I think about band history, this early before the game Battle of the Band event being a frequent every year thing, that wasn't in the tradition of people that's going through and really nitpicking. And I seen a video on TikTok, people circling folks. He put
Yeah.
his foot down. I'm like, yo, really?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Come on now.
I get it because I get the soul and the energy of the band head,
Mhm.
but the exposure is much more pronounced than what it was. You're out there and you're in front of everybody now.
Mhm.
So I think that it's all good and folky, fun and games. You know, you mentioned the jokey attitude, but at the same
Mhm.
time, it can pull away from the culture and what this is
Right.
all about and the true
Yeah.
essence of it.
Yeah. It can, because those moments are the moments that go viral. For instance, in the Pepsi National Battle of the Bands, right? I saw Langston, right? I didn't see before I even seen their show. I
Right.
saw a clip of them like doing a little scatter drill, maybe like on the field, maybe in the wrong placement. Right now, that was a small part of their whole show that they've been working on. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And that's the part that goes viral because it's easy to see, it's quick. So that may be another reason why people join the band too. It's like we talk about social media, but the exposure in these bands as well. But with that comes a lot of, I guess, discipline. I mean, you got to be focused. You know what I'm saying? You really can't. It's hard to mess up when everybody is recording you. So, yeah, man. All right, guys. Before we get into it, we have to shout out FaceOff. Doing a great job with the clips. If y'all haven't seen our previous episode, go check it out. Great episode. Me and Man were together.
Yes.
And of course, we do the show every Tuesday at 8 p.m. So we would love to continue to have you guys support. So, like I said, this past week it was only 2 events. What you want to get into first, the Battle of the Bands or the MEAC versus SWAC game?
Let's go straight for the MEAC SWAC, man.
Great.
Let's go ahead and get this.
Yeah. Okay. Before we start, is there ever going to be a time, as I'm watching this, I'm like, is there going to be a time where the MEAC band completely decimates the SWAC band? Like, and as I'm watching this, it comes down to the style of play, because this
Okay.
North Carolina Central, this ain't your dad. You know how they say about Vanderbilt, this ain't your daddy's Vandy. This is not your daddy, your uncle's Central. This Central is a
Right.
lot better, like really
Yes.
good. And somebody who plays Central every single year, this is not the Central that we was playing up against for 100%. This is a completely
Hmm.
different band. Now, we know for the MEAC SWAC, the MEAC band, this is good for them because they get to see a monster of a band. But I really wonder, is there going to be a time where we go, man, the SWAC is getting killed at the MEAC SWAC game? What you think, man?
The SWAC, just rosters just too loaded. It would take for me. It would take the SWAC band having a down year in a premier matchup. So let's brainstorm some matchups. Let's just kind of do this right now.
Yeah.
What's some matchups?
A Norfolk
No,
State could really.
it got to be Norfolk State and
it,
and
and but it depends on who you see. Look,
like
if Central saw PV,
okay, but decimate though.
yeah,
That would have been
decimate though, right,
tough.
right, right,
We
yeah.
want
So
decimate. It got to be. Dang it, man.
you're right. Norfolk State, yeah, Norfolk State is
It got to be Norfolk.
a bigger South Carolina State. I
Yeah,
don't know.
maybe,
But maybe, yeah.
maybe.
But look, I'm gonna tell you, okay, and I may be getting ahead of myself. So, like we
Okay.
said, where was this game played? I was trying to figure out what stadium they was in.
If they weren't in Atlanta, I could have sworn it was. If they weren't,
Oh yeah, they
that's
were in Atlanta. Okay, yeah, they were. Okay,
and
I was
then
trying to see. Yeah.
to give kudos to Central, man. This has been Atlanta feels like Central stage. I don't know how many times I've
Mm-hmm.
seen Central, whether it's MEAC, SWAC, Celebration Bowl. They
Right.
always seem to be there, and they're having these matchups versus these SWAC schools. And if you're a program that's on the other side and you're constantly having these matchups where you got a show, I think going through these battle tests really help improve their program.
You hear that, Auntie? It's good to be a leader in the MEAC. All right, actually pays off. But yes, you're right. And the football team is winning. That's another thing too. Like the MEAC won this game. I would say historically the MEAC is better than the SWAC football wise. But I had looked up the score of this game too, because as I was watching the fifth, I think that matters. Do you think the energy throughout the game, who won the game, can carry over to the fifth as far as the energy brung by the bands? Because as I'm looking at the fifth, I'm like, I wonder who won this game. I'm looking at the players and stuff. I'm like, okay, Central won the game. The players were a little bit more excited. So Do you think that carries over, especially with a long distance matchup like
Mm-hmm.
North Carolina to Louisiana?
Absolutely, man. It's the spirit of the environment. You in a different state. A lot of times when you're going on these trips, you get all the pageantries beforehand. You get the pre-battle of the bands. It's an event for you as a bandsman as well. So you're really caught up in all the energy that's going on. And on top of that, your football team wins. Now you got a big massive problem over there if you Central versus Southern University, but you still hype off the we can pull this through. We're gonna show out. We're gonna do our thing. I think that's the whole experience and what the band is supposed to bring to this football environment. What you think? Do you think it carries over to the fifth?
Yeah. Yeah, it does because it makes the whole weekend worth it. It's like, okay, we did all the stuff, we traveled and we won. It makes sense for you because when you come back, bro, when you lose a game like that, I've never been a part of it. I've never lost a big game like that at A&T, right? With the band was doing, But it has to be like, oh, that's like, yeah, we may beat y'all for the band, but our team still lost. It does still feel you still have that loser kind of energy because you did just lose. But let's get into it. They did a 0 quarter. This is what the SWAC does better than the MEAC. All right, they group songs for the specific event. If it's a 0 quarter, they're gonna play 0 quarter type songs. These songs are throwaway songs. These songs are specifically for this event. And I feel like the MEAC doesn't do well with that because when we get into the fifth, you can tell the SWAC puts a lot more emphasis on the fifth quarter songs because people are staying around for it. People are like coming to see it. Like it's a lot of people watching you guys, and you want an emotional high of a part or whatever, and they don't really do that a lot. So going to the 0, I said Central is good. They like really good. Like they've really been growing over the past couple of years. We said that earlier. A big standout in the 0 was Southern playing Party in the USA. Good choice, good feel good song. We talk about like shaking things up. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a good thing. I saw that on social media too before I saw the full clip. I don't know if you saw the 0, but what do you think about it?
I seen a couple songs of the 0. I want to focus on the Party in USA. That's one of those songs that have enough popularity and there's some distance in between it, so it's not really tacky and it grabs a lot of eyes. And you want to have something. It's at the classic, so it's gonna pull. It's gonna pull a lot of attention. It is a lot of people saying, "Man, off Southern's back." So I think that's a whole other thing that we can get into, the whole Southern back idea.
That's exactly what we talk about when we say like having enough distance for these songs to where it's not corny. Like that song came out probably 2009, 2010. That's enough distance to where it's an older song, but it's not new. And yeah, they did a great job with that. And you're right. That's the type of song you can go viral. People saying that you're back. You really get that.
It's one of those sleeper crossover songs too, because black people don't want to admit, but they love Party in the USA.
Yeah. Great song. Okay, that was the standout for me for the 0 quarter. I watched the fifth. Central started with Extra L by Doechii, which I thought was a good song, good energy starter. Right. Southern returns with Pick Up the Phone. Pick Up the Phone by Tyler the Creator, which is a newer song. Again, we're talking about like Central did a good opener. Southern a great response. New songs, people understand what's going on. Now, to me, after this, Central starts to go into like whatever. Like this is a grand event. The fifth is like, give me your best songs. I need long songs. I need long songs with emotional highs. Give it to me. And they're playing like, Southern will play like a newer R&B song. The crowd is singing, it's great, and then they come back with like Dirty Diana. It's like,
yeah, man.
What are we doing? It's like there is no reason in 2025 you should play Dirty Diana in the fifth quarter and expect a reaction out of the crowd. Like, bro, we've heard it done so many times. Like, so that's my whole thing with the SWAC versus MEAC is that this showcases that when it comes to the fifth quarter, when it comes to the battle in the stands, the bands aren't doing a good job with knowing what to do in the fifth quarter and knowing really how to entertain in the fifth quarter. Think about it.
Yeah, I think my first thing that came to mind is like it's still straight out of band camp too. And a lot of times Central is growing. Central's growing. They're growing. Okay. I'm gonna give it to them. If I'm Central, right? If I'm putting myself, I'm a Central program at the staff. I'm like, I'm not trying to worry my students to death where I compromise the whole good season we can have trying to prepare for the MEAC SWAC for Southern for 5th.
You're right.
I'm gonna go do what we do well, and
We
this is
do.
why we're talking about Central the way that we are, instead of they trying to pull rabbits out the hats and they fall flat on their face.
Mm,
So I'll take it.
right.
I understand it. Do the joy within me to want more? Of course, I'm gonna want more,
Hmm.
but I'm gonna give them the grace of saying, allow me to see what you have down the line. That's outside of the X swag.
Okay.
Only them though.
We'll take that from them. But I mean, honestly, of course, Southern won this whole thing. But again, this is a great matchup for Central. I mean, I'm looking forward to see Central in their like matchups this year. I mean, because this is like a bolt shock. Like, let's go. I mean, we saw Southern like with Ante, with the South Carolina State. Like, we can really like flambe y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to see them because they're coming away with this from this battle with a new attitude. And you know what? They did this before though. Like you said, they've always kind of been in this game or been in the Celebration Bowl. So they're battle tested with SWAC bands. So I think that's what's growing them too. Is their exposure with other bands. So shout out to Central, man. I feel like they won out of this whole weekend. Of course, Southern won the band battle, but for the eyes and for the confidence, I'm gonna give it to Central as far as doing good in their showing in Atlanta.
Interesting. I can see that. I want to add the caveat that for if you are Southern, I could feel that added confidence as well, because people are saying, the Southern's back, man. This is the Southern we've been missing for the past 2-3 years. Like me personally, I see it, but I don't see it. And I'm gonna tell you what I do see. I see the energy being there. I see the arrangements really meshing well with the band and how the style of playing, what they're doing. What I'm not seeing is I think they're too UFO heavy this early for
Really?
their particular band for Southern sound. I like Southern when they had baritones. That's just me. I don't like the balance that they had with euphonium.
Okay, definitely. All right, man. Well, look, that was our analysis of that. Let's go ahead and move on to the National Battle of the Bands held in Houston, Texas. Now, this is a great lineup. All right, and
Yes.
we talked about this on the last episode. Is North Carolina A&T, FAMU, Prairie View, Langston, Alabama A&M, Jackson State, Albany State, and Texas Southern. Just straight.
Speaking of this lineup, man,
Okay.
this is where I feel like the hype for the lineup matches the delivery of what we got for
Okay.
these shows. I think that it's on par. A lot of times we've had on paper better lineups, but the shows don't match. I think you get when you run these names, you got exactly what these bands were when they showed.
Definitely. And me watching all of these shows made me realize, like we said at the beginning of the show, like everybody has stepped their game up. Like this is we're in the band renaissance. This might be the theme of the year for Face Off Around the Culture, because we really are in the band renaissance. I mean, all of these bands really delivered. Nobody was like bad, like you said, fresh out of band camp. You really couldn't tell in a lot of ways, other than little small viral moments. But let's get into some of these shows. Let's get into Langston first. Langston, huge. This is one of them bands that we go back to our topic. Damn, is every band swole? Langston is in that category. I mean, damn. The last time I saw them was in Houston, maybe 2022, and they were the small band there, but really giving like a lot of power. Out of Oklahoma, they did a good show. So in my notes with him, I said Langston is huge. They're adjusting to their new size. You can tell they have a lot of freshmen, but still doing a good job. One thing I didn't like about their show was marching onto the field. I feel like the marching onto the field took a long time. Like they marched onto the field, like they got into place and they got into place, the drum major or something, and then they marched on some more. I'm like, if you're gonna run on, then do a drum major and then march on, it's like, oh, I'm already, not interested, kind of. So other than that, my one of the biggest takeaways from them, the drumline feature, they had ironing boards. I thought that was kind of creative.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know how I felt about that one. I thought it was creative.
But it was kind of cool. So what you think about this show, Langston University?
Man, first thing I saw, like, man, Langston really beefed up, man. They had some good size, had a lot of presence out there in the field. they did the fundamentals well. They was when they were supposed to march, they was marching. They had pretty much good straight lines on the field, and I found that the show was really entertaining. I thought the percussion section was a little too big for their sound.
Mhm.
I counted like almost like 10 tenor drums. I was like, hey, that's a little much. But overall, I really enjoyed the show. Um, I believe they did the through the wire with the singer.
Yeah.
I thought that was unique. I think that was really
Mhm.
good for them to do. The singer was good. The singer was really
Yeah.
good actually. When you do these singers, they gotta blow off. They got to
They
kill
gotta
it,
kill
man.
it, yo. You gotta
They
kill it,
have
yo. If
to.
you're not, yeah, yeah. If you're not bringing it, I mean, but you would hope that at least the band would bring somebody like that knows to bring the house down.
So I really enjoyed that show. It just left me like, I don't even know where to gauge this, man. It was just a
Mhm.
really good show.
Yeah, really good showing for them. Really strong for them in the stands too. Let's move on to Albany State.
Okay.
Now, Albany State was the smallest band, but was very strong. Now we talk about like, of course, I hate the whole small band thing, but they were really had like a really good song. I mean, strong power, good trumpets. Now, here's the thing: it was hard for me to find their full show. So maybe since we're talking about bands being big, Albany, maybe we need to invest more into our media team. All right, so maybe that's a big deal as to why the band is the smallest. But like I said, good trumpets on the field. They did "Sweet Love" by Shaka Khan. I thought that was really good. In the stands, I feel like they blew on PV. If you go watch them versus PV, they were just one song each,
Okay.
and they did a
I
really
didn't
good
see
job. They
that.
played Caribbean Queen in the stands. And based on size, I think they did good with PV. They had a stronger sound. What do you think about Albany show and them in the stands?
I really like Albany, man. I really enjoy Albany. When I seen them in the center, I was like, okay, they got a decent size. They got all the main ingredients there,
Mhm.
and they was really strong. And I love their balance. Their balance for their size is supreme. And I got the energy and the feeling from them that they had a chip on their shoulder for this performance. That they had something to prove. All the good fundamentals was there. I enjoyed it. It was exciting. And it just had me like, man, like even the smaller bands at this event is bringing it.
Right, right, and that
Mhm.
yeah, that's how I
I
felt
gotta
with them.
check
Like,
out that one versus PV though. I gotta check that one
yeah,
out.
man, yeah, like they did really good. I thought that, and I clicked on the comments, and they were like, yeah, like Albany took this. So shout out to them too. Great showing. I mean, there's nobody we could really like critique on as far as like doing like a bad job. Everybody like really did a good job. Who you want to do next?
Let's do A&M. Let's
Yeah,
do
Alabama
A&M.
A&M. Deep, deep.
Come on, man. You're like what?
Everybody's deep. I seen them. They've been bragging on their size on Facebook for a minute. Like like them personally. Like they've been talking about how
Hmm.
big they are, whatever. They did a cameo show. Now this
Yes.
is now this is what I was kind of a disconnect about. What do you think about them doing a cameo show and just
I
theme shows?
was I was just like, that's borderline difficult for me to look at fairly from a band head perspective. Because all of them is band songs. And then
True.
if you're gonna do it, how you do a cameo show without neck? But I see
Ha!
you didn't play next. So I was just kind of like,
Yeah. Yeah. No, but they did Nice by Nice as a dance. Like they did
yeah,
all the band songs in the
yeah.
I think Single
Spin
Life.
I'm in. Yep, Single Life.
Yeah. Yeah.
All those is that. Those tubas was crazy.
Yeah.
Their dance routine tubas. I was like, I have to take an eye on this tuba section for the rest of this year. They carried
Mhm.
the dance routine and was playing was like the Nokia, and they gave the tubas like the melody for
Mhm.
with the tuba break in the dance section. I was like, man, them boys playing over there.
Yeah.
Shout out
Yeah.
to him.
Yeah.
Shout
I
out
have
to
my notes too. Trumpet sounded great. Just high brass in general. I thought they sounded good. What do you think about just the theme shows in general? Like, do you think that type of show, especially doing something like an older '80s artist, you think that alienates the crowd in a way? Because they might, we know the songs as band heads, but maybe the crowd may not know. And I saw a comment too, so I'm asking of somebody saying, I don't think the crowd was too into it. So I wasn't there, but what do you think about that?
Just the theme songs in general is you got to be selective, man. I
Hmm.
think it's hard for me to put myself outside of the band head frame because I'm just so familiar. So I would
Hmm.
just have to like erase my whole band history and knowledge and view.
Right.
And then it's like, how popular is Cameo really?
Right. No,
I
that's what
don't
I'm
know.
saying. Like, how popular is Nights by Night? Like, most people don't know that song. You know, we know it because we know band songs. We know bands that play it,
Yeah.
and we wouldn't even know if bands wouldn't even play it like that. So,
Nope.
and you know, we talk about that too, and that's going to be another topic for another day as far as band directors and their own decade and putting their own you know, like their own generation on the band. What was the band we talked about that has an old band director? And I forgot what it's. I forgot the band. Cleveland. It was in Central State. It was like, man, they out here playing James Brown. It's like, come on, band director, stop putting what you like on the band. Let them play Future or whatever. But speaking of theme shows, let's move on to North Carolina A&T. Now, on this show, we talk about the bands that we went to a little bit more harshly, I would say, because we know the band. You know what I'm saying? And I think that this is going to be one of those moments for me. All right. North Carolina A&T. Now, I thought the show was good. Theme show called The Question Show. Another thing I think that the band director should start doing, tell the audience what the theme is.
Yes.
Because otherwise, it's just random songs as you go, I don't know why you would choose this song. What is this song? Whatever. At least let the crowd know that there's a theme so they can try to figure out the songs and put them together. It's like being interactive with the crowd. I don't know why like they don't do that. North Carolina A&T doesn't do that, and they wait for the video to come out for you to even know what the theme is. So I don't necessarily like that.
Right.
Now, something that I would love for A&T to stop doing is to stop depending on their branding. Meaning, and it's not even just on the show wise, just for the band period. Because we see like a lot of lists of them, and I'll be like, man, like A&T's like number 3 on the top best. I'll be like, yo, a lot of these bands under them that they have ranked on them, Texas Southerners, bands on this list, Alabama A&M, would clean them out as far as a battle jamboree style type matchup. So I thought the show was cool. It was okay. It was good.
Yeah.
I just it was what they are, but it wasn't spectacular to me. They did something in the drill which I thought was really good. I don't know if you saw, like it was something that I thought was better than the ending. You know, like A&T was the ending. They try to make it spectacular, try to make it like grand. But what they did in the drill, I felt like was more spectacular. I'm like, wow, I wish they would have put that at the end because it was really good.
That would have been a really good idea, actually.
You said what?
Yeah, I said that would have been a really good idea.
Yeah,
I like how they had the core style elements with the move. You talking about the moving squares?
Yeah, the moving squares. I thought it was great, man.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was crazy. I was like, wow. When I was watching, I was like, that's one of the only moments I was like, wow, that was really good. But yeah, I mean, the end, they've tried to push like that they do different styles, so like the core style, whatever. But I feel like when they do it at the end, it was kind of forced. It didn't really flow how I would have liked it. But what do you think about A&T and their performance in the stands as well?
Okay, what I thought about A&T, my overall thoughts of the show was in B plus plus plus, no, B plus 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 plus, almost like A minus on the totality of it, because I like the flow of the show. I like what was done. What I felt like the disconnect was I did not feel the energy coming from the band itself. It felt like I had full production going on, but the investment and the pull to bring me into it wasn't quite there. I thought they sounded great. They had good movements. I like the core style balance with the 8 to 5. I feel like the 8 to 5 side of their show was lacking as far as the cleanliness. And one thing we know about like a lot of MEAC schools and A&T itself, when it's mark time, we get the legs up. It's the knees up time. That wasn't happening. I'm like, what's going on?
No.
And I what I really did like that A&T does really well is those little in between segue parts. They play them like real soft. I call it those intro anticipatory songs that you have, like the little blending notes, very chord like flow, and then it goes into like the big impact. But I didn't get the big impact. I kind of got the forte that was there for the regular
same way. And you're talking about the song that they played before the dance feature. They played like a little small part that they went right into which was good. It was an impact from that, but it didn't go further from there. And as I was watching these, a lot of these shows, because I went to A&T, I'm so used to doing the dancer feature first and then the ballad. But a lot of bands do the ballad and then dance feature. So they did the ballad after that, right? And the song choice was so good. But the kid, you're right, the arrangement was good. You're right, the energy, it didn't take me from like here. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if they would have, the song choice was so good that it would have went viral as like they want to. Also, too, very better low brass than high brass for A&T. I feel like the trumpets really weren't hidden in mellophones as they normally do in the past 2-3 years, But yeah, Jack State. I mean, Jack State. My fault. I'm looking at A&T. Great job. Better job in the stands, if you ask me.
They surprised me in the stands. I was like, wow, this is different.
Yeah.
Especially hearing Texas Southern played before them and then went right on to A&T. I was like, A&T.
Yeah. Shout out to A&T. I'm excited to see what they do this season. Though they have changed conferences, they still have a loaded HBCU schedule. So they have Central, South Carolina State. I think maybe like 2 other HBCUs I can't think of. Maybe
don't they play
Hampton.
TSU? They don't play TSU this year?
Maybe, and I know Hampton. But either way, it's a good, like they have a good mixture of schools. So hopefully that can keep them up.
One thing before we move on, right quick before we move on, I want to give them props. I like how their arrangements, they leave some space. They don't get in each other's way. It's not like a 1,000 trombones trying to crank up while the trumpet's going. They leave a lot of space. So I want to give them shout out to that one.
Definitely. Let's move on, man. Oh man. One of my favorite bands of the night. FAMU. FAMU did a fantastic. I normally don't like FAMU like this, man. FAMU did a great job. This whole performance. I feel like the stands out of this whole performance was FAMU in Texas Southern. The reason why is because it's like what you said earlier when we were talking about Central. FAMU came and did them to the best level that they could. And I was like, man, it sounds good. I watched all the same videos from the same channel, right? And they had the best sound. I mean, they sounded great in the stands. Like I said, they really did them. I said on the field at the beginning, I love how the tubas were placed. You know how they normally just have the tubas in a row or just in the back? They had tubas in different like squads. I thought that was like fantastic. But yeah, at the beginning of the show, I thought that was great. I said, great show, FAMU. The drill, they had espresso in the drill, the song Espresso, what I thought was good. I want to hear HBCU band play that. I've only heard like, PWI bands play that. Thought that was great. Make It Last Forever. First, bro, this is what I'm saying, bro. This was a great show. They played Make It Last Forever. Made me look at the flags. Right. Made me look at the flags. It was great. And FAMU's going to kill the dance routine. So on the show, in the stands, they did a great job. What do you think about FAMU for today?
Man, FAMU was very, very clean. I love their sound. Had a really big sound, robust sound for this performance, man. I was really impressed with that. High energy on the field. And I love the formations that they did. I believe like they put it was like the stick figures and they had them like it looked like a toast. They did like a toast with it. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then they floated. I don't know what that thing was. I called it the IRA because it looked like the IRA to me. But they put that and they floated a little bit. And I was like, man, this is really cool. One here in my notes I have, and y'all still can't outdance FAMU. FAMU had me sold with the dance routine. I don't like dance routines, but they sold me. I was like, man, I really feel the energy and conviction of this, and they really break it down this clean. I really liked it. I think that you said it best when FAMU was there. They did themselves. The only thing I had was the ballad, right? Because I was listening to it. I'm in the middle part. I'm like, yo, this intro was good. I'm feeling it, but something is like not there. Am I missing something? So I finished it, went and listened to it. Then I went back to like the 1988 jank. And the band has this is the one where the cymbal player, okay, he's like
flipping it up, right? It's a legendary video. Right, of course.
Right. That's the one. And I've heard it. I'm like, oh, it's like the groove and the soul because the song came out,
Was
then
new.
people
Right.
really knew it and feeling
Yeah.
it. And now
Yeah.
when you have the older songs, you try to replay it, you listening to the bands and trying to
Hmm.
recreate what they did, but they listening
Right.
to the record and
Yeah.
trying to bring forth that
Hmm.
emotion. That's the only thing I had to say about that one. But I love Family
Yeah.
Care, man.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. I didn't. Yeah. I didn't even think about it. Maybe that's just maybe now. I mean, of course, we have songs that we play, but just more people being tapped into what's going on. Everybody's in their own bubbles in the world anyway, so it's hard to get music that everybody knows already. And then is
Hmm.
that song playable for the band nowadays? So having all that together, especially back then when they had live instruments, it was a lot easier. But yes, you're absolutely right. Great point.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Jackson State, your alma mater. I'm
Let
gonna
me
keep it
let
real,
me let me let me go. Let me start this one off, man.
please.
Let me start this one off right. Um, Coming in, Jackson State coming in, Tiger Run on great. Fanfare slants. I'm expecting something unique, new, or blowing.
Hmm.
I didn't really get either of those for that one. I liked it; it was pretty good, but my my taste or desire for something more didn't feel satiated.
Hmm.
What I liked about a lot of other bands, I feel as though when you have a large sound, you should begin your show with the whole band facing front.
Hmm.
At I think the fanfare slants coming into it, it wasn't enough to get that full force sound that Jackson has because they sound great. They
Yeah.
sound really good and it's powerful and solid. Some of the I think section by section, tone for tone, they were my favorite. I feel like they was the best. Um, had the best sound in that way. The drill I really liked. I liked the tempo, but I feel like a lot of the energy was left out when we went right into the drill off, and then we
Right.
came back into band formation.
Hmm.
I'm gonna pass it to you because I gotta talk about this this my girl thing a little bit.
Definitely. Definitely. Okay. So they did The Boss by Diana Ross as the drill.
Yes.
Right. I thought the drill was good. The only thing, again, I went to A&T. So at A&T, we don't turn away from the crowd, like unless it's like an effect, especially playing wise. So I don't really like. This is a part of SWAC filters that I don't like is the turning away because especially if the crowd doesn't know the song, right? I know The Boss because we played at A&T, but that's because I'm a band head, right? I'm 27. I don't know how many 27-year-olds know Diana Ross, The Boss, right? So if you're gonna play a song that people don't know, I hate the turning around of it. But that's just a SWAC thing. I get it. So I felt like that was good. Also, too, I love tradition. I promise you I do. But doesn't knowing the beginning and the ending of you know what you're gonna do for the show, doesn't that take this thing out of the show? I understand it's tradition, man. But let me ask you that. If I
Hmm.
know that every time I see Jackson State, at the beginning they're gonna do Tiger Run on, and at the end they're gonna do Rock the House, to me that takes away a little bit of this thing of the show. Now I know that we're here, but like we said, the SWAC does the big thing in the stands, and they always do. But I think that does take a little bit away. I want something different, but it's so traditional that of course it can't change. But I just like, what do you think about that?
It's hard. It's hard because then I always go to what about the person who has never seen the band before, and they was
True.
like, "Oh man, I'm finally gonna get to see Jackson State,"
Hmm.
and you go and it's like, "Man, they didn't play, they didn't do Rocks the House, they didn't
Yeah.
do Tiger Run On." Like I
Hmm.
get it. My feeling just from my own perspective, I was really good. I felt like the show was ending at a great point. Then I heard Rocks the House, and it just brought me down like just a little bit. I'm like, I feel like
Right.
the energy the energy from following the energy and flow of the show should have been
Hmm.
done right there. It should
Yeah.
have been done right there.
Yeah. Definitely.
I felt like that was the only. Oh yeah, I talked about sales gonna son my girl. What I found was impressive.
Hmm.
They set up for it so fast because they did the Jackson. My girl had people in the band that was
Right.
singing it and dancing. Based
Hmm.
upon the video, I couldn't really tell if it landed or not.
Yeah.
Um, but
I
I
mean, they
thought
tried something.
it was good. They were trying to get the crowd involved. I
Right.
thought
Right.
it was unique. It made me laugh and giggle. Like, okay, I
Hmm.
understand what this is. We talk about those little clippable moments. So we
Hmm.
had the student, not to pick on him, but he ran off from the my girl segment, the
Hmm.
drop the hat. So I'm like, okay, cool, but then also dropped the mouthpiece,
Right.
left the hat, pick up the mouthpiece, and I was like, yes. We know what's important. we
Right.
know what's we know
Yeah.
what's important.
Yeah.
We gonna grab the mouthpiece, hat fall off. It's cool.
Yeah. Hell yeah, bro. You are, and it's so crazy. You always see them band falls and they never pick up the right thing. Like it's always they pick up the wrong thing. They pick up the hat instead of the mouthpiece. They pick up something that we need right now to finish the show. Because that's the thing. You just want to be able to blend in. The hat you can get over, but
All
the
right.
mouthpiece, playing with no mouthpiece, bro, is crazy. It's crazy, bro. So shout out to him for thinking quick in front of all them people. You know what I'm saying? You really got to, that's what the band needs right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're going to end it with Texas Southern, the home band.
Yes.
What do you think about Texas Southern?
Man, they came out with the big Texas flag in the beginning. They really gave me we're the home team feel. They gave me
Mhm.
the we're the home team feel, and they have this energy about them where we're not really too concerned about what all these other bands are doing. We're gonna be Texas Southern and have a high energy show. I thought the show was really good, high energy. I enjoyed the drill. They gave me the sound facing front and the big pageantry like opening. Um, they left me wanting a little bit more on the energy side because I've seen from these Texas Southern bands, even under Brian Simmons, these like really high energy, marching, fast tempo type of energy that really like sucks me in. It's like, oh my god! But I
Mhm.
really didn't get that from the speed and tempo for the drill. But I think the overall show was great, man.
Yeah. Texas Southern was, like I said, my favorite band tonight, bro. I feel like Texas Southern
Okay.
came in with this performance and just this showing. They're putting themselves in what we call elite tier band status
Hmm.
to me right now with how they're moving. First of all, they sounded great in the stands. Like you talking about
Yes,
the
they did.
clipper moments or whatever. Like they had a song called Bodies that was really good. Field show was great. I feel like out of the whole night, song selection wise for the crowd, for everybody there, they played the most current music. They played the most songs that were not like that were sing along. It was in between songs that were popping now. I feel like to me that's very important when you're looking at it's an event with all these kids and stuff like that. Like how are we going to hold these people's attention? I feel like Texas Southern did a great job of doing that. I love the ending. I love their show completely. I love their whole day, just like I love FAMU. I feel like Texas Southern really came and put on for them
Hmm.
fresh out of camp. They're really growing into their own. We talked about them last year with the identity with the new band director. I feel like now they're really seeing themselves, for who they are. There's not really a weak section to
I
me
don't think so.
in this
This year.
band, and that's what's scary too, where they've really gotten all the pieces together to really put it, come together as a full band.
What we've said before about Texas Southern is we see the ideas and especially coming through the arrangements and where I feel like the identity of the band wants to go. Is just
Mhm.
the execution wasn't quite there to make it seamless. This has to be potential to fulfill all that this year, I feel like.
Yes. Yes. Man, what a great showing of this whole battle. This was a great showing for HBCU bands for this season. The band Renaissance 2025. You can see all these bands are swole. As you see, our topic was, damn, is every band swole? Because that has to be the question that I had to ask. And not only just the size. I mean, a lot of these bands are stepping up. They're listening to FaceOff. They're getting they're getting our wisdom when it comes to band and band battling and how to actually, win a battle. And I'm just excited, man. Langston, Albany, Texas Southern, FAMU, North Carolina A&T, Jackson State, Alabama A&M. Great showing for HBCU bands. And I'm excited for the whole season. You have
Yeah.
any any comments or anything closing out for that battle or just for the season?
Excellent event, man. Excellent event, top to bottom. Every band showed out. I think when you have a HBCU band battle event showcase, the culmination of what this event was, how the bands presented themselves, that's what you want. That's
Yeah.
exactly what you want. If I'm taking, this is one of those events where if I want to bring someone who's never seen band before and give them a bit of everything, you got it in
Yes.
this event.
Right. And you can choose the style that you like based on, and that's something that's why I love doing the show. That's why we love HBCU bands, because it's so much different things. Like you can look at the FAMU and you can look at like, oh man, like so many different styles, it was just a great showing of everything around the country. It was a great job.
Mm-hmm.
So great event. Okay, so we're gonna move on to talk about next week's predictions. Now you know what we do. We just say the schools, and I just need you to give me the band that you think is gonna win. We're not just real quick. Who do you think is going to give it based on what you've seen this year, past years? And let's go real quick. So next week we have North Carolina A&T versus Tennessee State. Ooh, good match. I haven't seen much of Tennessee State this year.
No, not at all.
I'm gonna say Tennessee State, but A&T, this gonna be A&T, man. Tennessee State's gonna sound good. They're gonna sound like whiskey, baby. I'm
gonna go A&T. It's a risk.
I'm going Tennessee State. A&T's a good choice because they just came from this battle, but still. PV versus Texas Southern.
Texas Southern,
man. Oh, wait, hold on. Did we talk about PV?
I don't think we talked about
Dang, we missed PV. Okay, hold on. Let's go back. I don't think
I didn't see PV show. I seen him in the stands.
Okay, yeah, I saw him in the stands too. Shout out to PV. I think they did again strong. Not like last year you was on PV hard. Right?
They didn't have a good year last year, man.
Okay, I don't think I'm thinking we've been doing this for a while. I'm thinking about the year before. But okay, well, yeah. Shout out to PV, man. They had a good show into it. I watched a little bit of their show. Mm-hmm. FAMU versus Howard.
FAMU,
of course, man. Howard got to get in the gym, bro. I don't care what you say, man. Langston at Grambling. Langston.
Ew.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. This could be a good one. I've only seen Grambling in band camp, like them running down the street. I haven't really seen much of them in their uniform or with an instrument. So, what do you think?
That's tough. I'm going Langston. I think that'll be the more entertaining W's, and so that's what I'll go with.
Absolutely. Hampton versus Jackson State. Now, is this happening? Obviously Jackson State, but I don't know if the band's going to even travel. That would be interesting if they do, though.
That would be.
Yeah. We're getting a communication that the Hampton is not going.
Okay.
So we're gonna say Hampton is not a traveling, but that would be, I guess, a good battle for them. Southern versus Mississippi Valley.
Early, man. I don't want to see this early, man.
I don't want to see this early, bro. I don't think these bands are really like.
I don't think Valley. I see the Valley like pre the show, the gym where they reveal the band. I don't think they're ready for this Southern this early.
Ooh.
Valley take a little. They need a couple weeks before they really lock in.
Jump right in the fire, baby. First week. Albany State versus Shaw. Albany State is gonna give it to Shaw, boy. Albany State is going to give it a shot, bro. They just came and left that battle. Shaw ain't ready for them. I'm sorry, and I got friends that's on the staff and everything, but I'm sorry. John C. Smith versus Morehouse. I live in Charlotte, and I don't know anything about John C. Smith. I pass the school all the time. I don't even hear the band, so I don't know. Maybe I need to do more research on them and Morehouse too. I saw a girl with a Morehouse shirt on today, but I'm gonna give it to Morehouse.
I'm a Morehouse.
Yeah, I'm going Morehouse too. We seen them last year. Fayetteville State versus Benedict.
Oh, I go Fayetteville.
Fayetteville State still has that like small band mindset.
Oh no. I was saying Fayetteville, but my mind was Fort Valley.
No, Fayetteville State. Now Fort Valley versus Benedict is good because that's a good battle because Fort Valley is a smaller band, but they know how to see. I'm not so bad about small bands. I'll give it to you, but Fayetteville State still has that, And look, and we got some good news coming up too about small bands turn good. All right, so we got some good news. All right, Elizabeth City versus Shawan. Shawan has a band? I don't know if Shawan has a band.
I've never heard of Shawan. I need to do my HBCU.
Central State versus Kentucky State. Now Kentucky State was one of our bands of the year. I think the first year that we started this podcast. So we haven't really paid much attention to them since then. But I'm gonna go with Kentucky State. Old Faithful. Central State band director old. And last, Edward Waters versus Savannah State.
Savannah State.
I'm going Edward Waters. Savannah State doesn't play enough full songs. Every time I see them, they play like a quick fanfare or something. I need some real heat from Savannah State. So if anybody from Savannah State is listening, lock in. All right, we need some more heat from you guys. Okay, and August 31st, we have Tuskegee versus Winston-Salem.
Winston-Salem.
Yo, we're really in a band renaissance. Do you hear these matchups that we have? Yo, this is crazy.
Week 1. We usually get like nothing this early.
Right. We know we get nothing. We get them all playing like PWIs. But yes. Tuskegee versus Winston. I may have to think on that, man. Tuskegee.
I'm going Winston, man.
I think I'm going Tuskegee, man. I feel like Tuskegee got more like intensity. But we'll see. I saw. Yeah, man. Then Winston, absolutely. All right. At last, we have Virginia Union versus Miles. Who you got?
That's happening. Is it happening?
Yeah. Well, it's on the schedule. I don't know if they're meeting, but let's just say they meet up. Now this would be good for Virginia Union as they have been growing their band program. But I'm going to go with Miles. But I think it's going to be the same situation like Central and Southern. Like this would be a good showing for Virginia Union.
I think Union can win. I'm going VA home team. Let's go Union.
Okay. And look, guys, with that being said, next week we're actually going to have the Virginia Union band director here on the show. All right, he's been listening. We talked about him on our last episode and how much they made a change since he's been the band director. This is going into his second year, so we're excited to have him talk. And talk band about next week. His game plan. After this will be after the Miles game, so we get to see his thoughts on that and how his band's going through it. And just talking to a band director, seeing, getting inside their minds. It's going to be really fun. So we appreciate you guys.
Is the first Around the Culture FaceOff band director invite. So make sure y'all come in and check us out on this one.
Definitely. Okay, and I guess we have left, who do we think was the best of this HBCU battle, or just who you think was the best of the week? Give me some just overall things. I'll go first to give you some time.
Okay. Because I don't feel
Texas Southern and FAMU won the week. And I'll throw Central in there too, because they had a good showing against Southern. Southern did what they were supposed to do. You come on, you crank in a small band, you really bring the energy. So it's not anything different. Central really is a different band showing up. FAMU did phenomenal. They sounded great. And Texas Southern really is putting themselves in the elite band conversation. What you think?
I'm going to say it like this. I don't know about best, but Texas Southern moved the needle for me the most. They moved the needle for me the most, and I'm going to go with them. I love everything I've seen this weekend. I think everybody was doing very well in different areas. They make it hard to pick a best one. So I think Texas Southern moved the needle for me the most, so I'm going to ride with them.
Definitely. And as you said, of course, we're talking about just one or two bands, but every single band this week that we've seen has done very well with the lopsided freshman class, the learning curve. And we see that as band heads. Don't let the internet get to you. All right. We see it. All right. We understand that. We understand it takes a long time to get people acclimated into your program and the identity. But, going back to the theme of the night, damn, is every band swole? Because every band is swole. Like I said, I hate the whole small. I love my bit about hating small bands because I really do. But they're making it hard. We're in the band Renaissance 2025. So we appreciate you guys for listening to the second episode this season, first live episode of Face Off Around the Culture. You can follow the brand at It's a Face Off on all social media. We're putting out clips of the show. You can watch the replay on YouTube. We're going to get it on podcast feed. So we appreciate you guys. You can follow me on all social media at Horatio Radio.
You can follow me at V for Vidal on Instagram.
Absolutely.
Finally got to make an Instagram, y'all. They pulled me to the side of the live event, and they put a knife to my throat and had me make him count.
Him down to make him sign in, put his face ID in. But guys, we appreciate you guys. Anything before we close out?
That's all, man. See y'all next week,
guys. We appreciate you guys. Follow the brand, and we will see you guys next week for the Virginia Union Band Director interview, plus Around the Culture. See you guys next week. Peace.